Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're going to stress test a scenario that's been modeled quite a bit recently. It's called the Omega Protocol.
It's a really serious hypothesis. You're looking at a major domestic crisis that's then followed by a foreign war, a round two, all designed for one purpose: power consolidation.
So we ran your source material through a couple of our main models.
We did. The Stage 3 Vulnerability Index, the SVI, and the Iran Round 2 Likelihood, or IRL. And the top-line finding is, well, it's pretty stark. The U.S. is already in what we call a high-risk transition phase.
Okay, I see the SVI score right here. It's 8.875. The critical threshold is 8.0, so we're way past it. What does that actually mean?
It means the success doctor is active. And that's the strategy of, using chaos, using polarization as a tool to actually seize power.
So it's not a bug, it's a feature.
It's the whole point. Hitting 8.875 confirms the models were right. We're seeing the exact indicators like targeted political violence that precede this kind of authoritarian move.
Let's get specific on what drove that score up. The sources point to some pretty kinetic events.
They do. It really started with the September 10th assassination of Charlie Kirk. That and the reprisals in media and academia that followed really cemented this enemy within narrative.
And then came the ambush.
Then came the November 26th ambush of National Guard troops in D.C. That was the perfect casus belli, the justification for the domestic militarization the model said had to happen first.
Okay, so the domestic engine is running hot, but the Omega Protocol needs an external threat too. Let's look at the geopolitical side, the IRL score.
The Iran Round 2 likelihood is at a 9.1. That's almost maximum risk. The 12-day war back in June, it didn't work.
It actually made things worse.
It accelerated Tehran's nuclear breakout. Their timeline is now less than a week. So for the actors involved, Round 2 isn't a choice anymore. It feels strategically inevitable.
But this is where the protocol hits a really interesting snag, right? The specific trigger in the plan is a major naval incident in the Persian Gulf, like a carrier sinking.
And here's the anomaly. The key asset for that, the USS Gerald R. Ford, isn't there. It's in the Caribbean.
For Operation Southern Sphere
Yeah.
against Venezuela.
Exactly. So the very piece you need for that specific escalation is just displaced. It completely messes with the timing.
And while all this is happening, the economic pressure is building at home. We're seeing a completely bifurcated economy.
Total bifurcation. You have this AI-fueled stock market euphoria, but for most people, the reality is 3.0% inflation, unemployment creeping up to 4.4%, and consumer debt at $18.33 trillion.
That's the pressure cooker.
That's the financial desperation you need to fuel a Stage 3 crisis.
And politically, the system is being rewired to take advantage of it. The power seizure risk, the PSR, is at a 9.5 out of 10. We're seeing Schedule F being implemented.
Which is just a bureaucratic tool to purge career civil servants and install loyalists. You're removing the guardrails, plain and simple.
So let's synthesize this. What does it all mean? The conditions for the Omega Protocol are all here. Domestic instability, financial desperation, the Iran threat.
They're all met. But that specific military trigger in the Persian Gulf, it's missing. That Venezuela deviation is a huge variable.
So the final forecast isn't about the foreign war. It's about what's happening right now at home.
Right. The risk of authoritarian consolidation Stage 3 completion, we're rating it at a very high 90%. The immediate threat is the domestic Omega, regardless of when a foreign war starts.
Which brings up a really provocative final thought.
It does. If the military is already being used at home, you've got the Guard in D.C., you have Swamp Sweep in New Orleans, and you're seizing power through these bureaucratic purges, do you even need the foreign war to consolidate power? Or is that just the ultimate distraction, waiting in your back pocket in case the domestic plan doesn't work? That's the question to watch.